And welcome to Sports Talk on another beautiful Friday evening. This is the Friday night edition, and we are live on the WJRG television network once again. You guys like my intro or what? Was that
Oh
nice?
yeah, that was nice. I
Nice.
checked it out.
Yeah.
That was nice. I checked it out.
Yeah, we stepping up. I get your picture up there, Anthony. What's up, Pastor Walt? All right, I'm Dr. Jerry Green, and we have the legendary Bruce Austin with us. What's up, Bruce?
Living that dream, brother. Living that dream.
Living the dream. And all the way in Maryland, Frederick, Maryland, my brother-in-law, Larry Chris. So what's up, Larry?
My dream is coming to pass.
Anthony McLean, one of the sports legends. What's up, my brother? How you doing?
My dream is to hope that'll reach 40 tomorrow. That's my dream for this week.
Okay. And I want you to tell a little bit about some of your history, Anthony, in sports too. But let me get to Big Don. What's up, Don? How you doing?
What's up? Everything's good. Everything's good.
Right. And Anthony, give us a little background, of you doing sports before I get started.
I'm not good about talking about myself. Make a long story short, I was lucky enough to start off as a high schooler. My last year of high school, working for the Line on Sports for WYBC in New Haven, and that's basically where I got started. We were doing a weekly show just like we do here, and eventually started doing sports reports. And my first job out of this industry was with WNHC. That's where me and Jerry go back as well, and even with YBC as well. But make a long story short, I've been with the New Haven Register. I've been with the Winston-Salem Journal, that little 4-letter network up in Bristol.
Okay.
And right now I'm working. I've been a editor-in-chief for BASN Newsroom, which is the former Black Athlete Sports Network. And right now I currently serve as a staff reporter for MLBBro.com, which chronicles the past, present, and history of Black baseball players. So other than that, I haven't done much.
All right, brother. I just want you to share it, man, so people get a chance, especially on this panel, to know exactly what you do. And welcome aboard once again, Anthony McLean. All right, let me start with you, Bruce, because I know we got the pastor. Is the pastor still on? Or he left again?
Sound. He had to go out and come back in.
Okay. So and I'll save this question then when he come on. Can the Buffalo Bills beat the Ravens, Bruce?
They can, but they won't.
Go ahead, talk to me.
Listen, they got too much power on that offense, man. They got too much to worry about, and they really better hope Flowers don't come back.
Wow. Okay.
You know what I mean? What they're gonna do? What they're gonna do with Lamar and Henry and Flowers?
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be tough. They can win it now, like you said. They can win it, but I don't think they will.
Would that be the same problem? This is another question I'm just throwing there. Would that be the same problem Kansas City faced through then? Lamar?
Kansas City won't be there.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. Well, let me go with Larry real fast then. Larry, I know you said Buffalo can't beat the Ravens. Give me your opinion why.
I think Buffalo can beat the Ravens for the simple fact that they're not playing Pittsburgh. And they do have receivers on Buffalo, and they got some pretty fast receivers too. And they got a great quarterback, okay? And who can run and who can put it on a dime. I think Buffalo is going to be a shootout, and I think Buffalo going to take them through the air.
Well, Lamar Jackson do the same thing, though. He can run. He's a great quarterback, too. Now, you said a great quarterback. Now, these are some of the best quarterbacks left. But anyway, go ahead. So that's your opinion of it.
But I think their secondary is cheap, like a cheap suit. It's going to show its stitches.
Wow. So you got Buffalo.
Yes, I do.
Donald, then I'll go with Anthony. Go ahead, Don.
Well, I call this the father symptom. It's pretty clear that Baltimore is the father over the Bills, and the Chiefs are the father over Buffalo. I mean, over
Buffalo.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm getting mixed up now. Baltimore and Buffalo.
Yep.
Okay.
The Chief will beat Baltimore all day long. Baltimore will beat the Bills all day long. This happens every year. This is how pretty much you see the Ravens there instead of the Bills, because the Ravens are going to beat the Bills, and then the Chiefs beat the Ravens. That's the way we've been seeing it. That's the way it's going to be this year.
Wow, Anthony, man, come on, you got to chime in on this one.
No, I like Baltimore. I think in a sense Allen and Jackson are to cancel each other out. I think it's going to come down to the defense, and I think Baltimore's defense is a little bit better than Buffalo's right now. I know it was supposed to be cold and real whatever, but Ravens can play in the cold as well. I don't know if it's going to be a shootout, but I think Baltimore will be able to outlast them.
Wow. Pastor, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, good. The question was, can the Buffalo Bills beat the Baltimore Ravens?
Well, yeah, they can beat them, but I don't know if they will beat them.
All right, talk. All right, why not?
Yeah, I think it's all. Well, I think they can beat them, but I
Depends
think the Ravens. I think the Ravens are going to win. I think because Buffalo can't stop Derrick Henry, and if their coaching staff got any sense, they'll just run them until they stop him. And then if he stop him, then let Lamar Jackson do his thing. But they proved in the first game that they couldn't even slow him down.
Wow.
And I don't think it's so. Unless I think for Buffalo to win, it's going to have to get some turnovers. Either Lamar going to have to turn the ball over, or Henry fumble or something like that. But yeah, I think if they just hand the ball off and let him run, especially in the second half when it's going to be cold too, and they don't want to hit that big man running full speed. I think that's the formula for the Ravens win. The only way I see the Buffalo be able to win is if turnovers. If the Ravens make some crazy turnovers and give them some extra points. Yeah.
So you got the Ravens too then.
Yeah, I think
on that game. Wow.
Yes.
I mean, if Henry and Lamar Jackson is going to be, especially Henry, is going to be that tough, Larry, they might run over Kansas City too, man. The way these guys are talking.
But think about that. When they played the first time, their starting linebacker, Malloy, he didn't play. Okay, they had one defensive back out too. But this time, you're going into Buffalo, and Buffalo was beaten already once by the Ravens, so they got a trick for them. And watch when it comes out, just like when they played Detroit, they shocked them, and everybody was like mesmerized. Same thing gonna happen against the Ravens.
Wow.
No, we got to remember last year we all felt that only reason the Ravens lost was because they didn't use Mark Henry the way they're supposed to. And when you see the Ravens at their best, they look like they could beat the Chiefs. That's why I came out with that daddy stuff. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, no matter how good your son gets, he still can't whoop his daddy. You know what I mean? Because actually, when you look at it on papers, the Ravens got a better team. The Ravens got a better team than the Chiefs. They actually do. But they can't beat them for some reason. And they definitely got a better team than Baltimore. They beat Baltimore. They're going to beat Baltimore every year.
Buffalo.
They got a better team than Buffalo. See,
but the Chiefs got 10 different people they can go to. Baltimore got about 5. That's going to be the difference because you don't know who the double, what to look for. The Chiefs gonna come with some stuff that you never seen before. Stuff they've been practicing and just waiting on the playoffs.
Well, but
you didn't see how the Ravens played last week. You didn't see how they played when Lamar came out doing all that running. As soon as they focused on him, they gave it to Derrick Henry. As soon as they jumped on him, that boy that took Flowers' place, they started throwing him the ball.
Pittsburgh they didn't have a chance. They didn't have a chance at all.
All right.
Well, Larry, don't get me wrong. I do like the Bills. I like Buffalo. And both teams got something to prove. Because we know one's going to win, one's going home. And both of these teams are really had a great year, and they're trying to make it to the Super Bowl. It's going to be tough. I'm leaning towards Buffalo. That's what I like. But it's going to be tough to try to beat the Ravens, man, with Henry and Lamar Jackson. It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough.
But you got to see it before you see it. You got to actually see it.
Well, you, Anthony, Bruce, and Walt, and even Ernie and Don, you guys are my football guys. I'm doing.
I think it's more to me. The Ravens got to win because the Bills, even if they lose, they're gonna say, "Wow, look how much Josh Allen did this year. with everybody gone. I mean, he lost all his wide receivers. They traded away his safeties, Micah Hyde and the other. Both their starting safeties are gone. The linebackers been hurt all year, and still to get to this point, have the number 2 seed. That's MVP caliber work for him. But the
Yeah.
Ravens, like Don said, man, everybody see you on paper. The only reason you guys didn't beat the Chiefs is because you didn't run Derrick Henry. Now you got Derrick Henry. Now you're in the playoffs. Lamar's up for his 3rd MVP in a row. If they lose now, that's gonna be. They're gonna say, "See, Lamar Jackson's a great regular season player, but he can't win the big one."
Well put.
Right.
Mhm.
If Josh Allen lose, they're gonna say, "Yeah, but look what he did with a depleted team. He's not nowhere near the team he had last year."
Yeah, but
Good point.
why do people keep saying that? I mean, how many yards did Allen have in the air?
Oh, I don't
He
know.
had over 3,700 yards passing, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
more than
He had
that.
to pass that ball. He had to
both-
pass. People keep saying that he don't have nobody. That's because they're not superstars. That don't mean they can't play.
Oh no, I agree. No,
I mean,
I'm just
they
saying.
running back.
Mhm.
They running back is just as good as anybody in the league.
I was just about to say.
They got Amari Cooper and all them boys over there.
Mhm.
I mean, he
I don't
got
think-
plenty of help.
Go ahead, Anthony.
I don't think we're giving Cook enough love. I mean,
Exactly.
to be honest with you, if Buffalo's smart, especially with the bad weather tomorrow, they put it all on Cook. Because let's face it, tomorrow's going to be about field position and all the. If the weather plays the factor the way we think it's going to be a field position game. And what hurts a lot of these teams, I think, Baltimore included, is that everybody feels like they got to throw the ball 40, 50 times a game. And, you can do that you can do that in September and October. But once, the old line of with Dave Parker, you talk about when the leaves turn brown, I'll be wearing the batting crown. When the weather gets cold, you've got to be able to be more balanced. And I think it's funny. When Lamar, quote unquote, when Josh Allen plays hero ball, he gets lauded for it. Lamar does the same thing, and he gets berated for it. It really bothers me that because like they already have the narratives, they're already going to have the narratives written. Whoever winds up winning or losing here, but I just think end of the day, when it just comes right down to it, I just think Baltimore's better balanced, and I just think they're a little bit better defensively.
Even
Exactly. Well, that just goes to what I said. It'd be detrimental.
Who
if
got the
Lamar
best
loses,
offensive
it's gonna
line?
be
I
more
think study
detrimental
of
for him
Buffalo's
than
offensive
Josh
line.
Allen.
Well, hold on, Larry. Go ahead, Pastor.
No, I said, well, he just backed up what I said. It's more detrimental to if Lamar loses than Josh Allen because they have the better team. They got more balance, So that's just what I said.
Yeah,
All right, go ahead, Larry. You got a question, Larry?
I think the advantage tomorrow is going to go to Baltimore just because of the weather, and because Baltimore has the better running game than Buffalo do. That's another reason I give the advantage to Baltimore in the cold, because of the running game. It's hard to pass and do all that stuff when it's snowing. But when the weather's just cold and stuff, and you can't do nothing but run, the advantage got to go to Baltimore.
Yeah, but Josh Allen's used to that.
Yeah, but he can't do everything by himself. If you stop Jackson, you got to stop Henry.
Yeah, but pretty much he can.
And he has
Because
stop
if
Jackson.
the push comes to shove, he'll just hold the ball and run it himself.
Yeah, but they ain't gonna let him get away with that. Their defense better than that.
Running game though,
Yes.
and they got a great offensive line.
Yeah,
and their running backs run for big yardage. And think about them when he break one, he going to the house.
Yeah, and Cook's had a great year, man.
That's what I'm
he
saying.
set the record. He tied the record for touchdowns by Bill. Yeah, he's had a great year.
So Larry, can't Baltimore stop the running game then?
Baltimore not going to stop Buffalo on this Saturday. Cook going to get at least 130 yards. At least.
No, I don't see that.
I do.
No, I don't see that.
I see the offensive line open up big holes.
I think Larry just wanted to.
Are they going to get him the balls though? That's going to see the thing. The thing is they keep. They feed the beast that wears number 17, but they showed last week that if you depend on Cook, you can also take a lot of pressure off. Now we know Baltimore is going to balance it out with King Henry and Lamar. The biggest question is Buffalo willing to balance it out? So because personally, I think the only way Buffalo can win is just put it this way. To me, the only way Buffalo wins if Cook gets like say 20, 25 carries and he gets that 130 that you're talking about. To me, that's the only way that they win. If they put it all on Josh Allen, they're going to lose, I feel.
That's the way I see it.
I don't think it's not going on Josh Allen. Do you know the new receiver they got? The rookie?
Oh, yeah, they got good receivers. That's not a question. But see, again, the conditions are going to dictate tomorrow.
Right.
And if they're still out there trying to force the ball, and especially if they fall behind, it's going to be tougher. Like I said, I just think because of the conditions and to a certain extent, we all know that they can score. Both teams can score points. To me, it's going to come down to who's the better defensive team. And I think as a unit, Buffalo's a little bit. Baltimore is a little bit better as a defensive unit than them.
But playing in Buffalo, who's more used to playing in Buffalo than Buffalo? With the winds that come across?
But it's not like Baltimore. Not like Baltimore is Miami either, though.
It's a different kind of cold. It's totally different.
Cold is cold at this time of the year. Cold is cold. Cold is cold, man.
That don't mean you could stand it.
I used to live in Buffalo.
I get it, but it's about look put it this way. Again, I just put it this way. Me personally, if I'm gonna win or die with a quarterback, I'm gonna win and die with Lamar than I would Allen.
All right. Do you want to say something?
One more thing, Jerry. Another thing with Josh Allen. If he come out there and they fall behind and he feel like he got to play Superman, it ain't gonna do nothing but cause him to go back into his old ways, and that means turnovers. You know what I mean? If he think he got to play Superman and save the Bills, that's going to be adding insult to injury.
Okay. All right. Let me move on. This is a sports talk on the WJRG television network. I got a question for the pastor. First of all, Pastor, you look nice in your LA gear the other day. You look real good. You're real good. I mean, you really.
All right, don't follow behind Ernie now. When he put on his outfit, we saw what happened.
Okay. I got plenty of it. Ernie got one sweatsuit. I got plenty of it.
Okay. So my question to you, Pastor, what does the Rams have to do to beat the Eagles?
It's going to be tough, man. They're going to have to me, I would try to stop the running game and let Hurts prove that he can beat me. That's the way you got. That's the only choice they got. Because if they let Saquon run for, you talk about Cook getting 130. If Saquon get 185 like they did when he played down LA, they don't got a chance. So for me, they got to stack the box, stop their running game, and then let Hurts prove that he can beat them. That's the only way they can do it.
Wow. Okay.
That's their game plan too, brother. That's definitely their game plan. Because I think
that's the only hope they got.
Yeah, because I think he ran over 200 yards last
255 last time. 255.
That's not gonna happen tomorrow, though. He's not going
to be their focus.
Yeah, but Bruce, but can they do it? Can they follow that game plan against Philly? Can they stop the run?
Oh, they're gonna have to. Like Walt said, they're gonna have to.
They'll have to. But
that's
Philly
that's their biggest threat.
And they got a big offensive line. So I mean, this is just like this is a bad matchup for the Rams. It's a bad matchup for the Rams.
I like that verse, though, brother. I like that verse.
Oh, he good. Him and Fitz, they both do.
I think they're gonna be ready this time.
They're gonna be
ready. Anthony, what you think? And what does the Rams have to do to beat the Eagles, man?
Just to repeat what these guys say, they got to control the running game. Their first couple of drives is going to be dependent. They need to shut up that Philly crowd. Get them to start, thinking that wait a minute, that we maybe whatever. But It's going to be tough. Like Red was saying, it's a tough matchup. When you got an offensive line where the smallest guy is 330, and that's where the game's won and lost there, man. And I don't think Barkley's going to go all ham on him, but he doesn't have to. And as last week, for the most part, Green Bay actually held him in check until the second half. But to me, it's Philly's game to lose, pretty much.
All right, let me go with you, Don. The Rams, do they have a chance? Then these guys. I mean, what about the Rams offense, though, Don? I mean, don't they got a pretty with Cup and all them? And I mean, can't the Rams put some points up there and put some pressure on the Eagles?
They got a pretty good offense, but nothing like the Eagles' offense. I think what they need to do is go after Hurts, because if he starts getting in trouble, he'll start making mistakes.
Okay.
He will fumble. He will start making mistakes if you can put that pressure on Hurts. Because to say you're going to stop Saquon is sort of hard. But I think you can get to Hurts a lot faster.
But
And he controls a lot of things too.
Yeah, but they said that they got a good offensive line though, so it might be kind of hard to get to Hurts.
Well, the main thing is, like the pastor was saying, that defense, you got to have to break that line in order to win. That's the bottom line, no matter who you stop.
Okay, Larry, go ahead, bro.
They got a great offensive line, and what's going to happen? Hurts can get rid of the ball quick. It's going to be a running game and a quick passing game. They ain't give you time to get to Hurts. And after they find the receivers out there, after you leave a couple of holes, and they score a couple touchdowns on you, then it's just a runaway. Their defensive line is awesome, but they small against that massive offensive line for Philadelphia, because they're gonna have to score
first. The Rams gonna have to play from ahead. They're gonna have to score first.
Didn't it happen last week when the Rams played? Who the Rams played last? Who they beat last? They beat Minnesota. Minnesota deferred, right? Remember, they gave the ball to the Rams, and the Rams came right down and scored.
Right.
Now, see, a lot. That's what the Cowboys did. I had to say, Bruce, last year when they deferred to Green Bay and they came out and scored. So sometimes that hurts you. That can hurt.
I'd rather get the ball first in the second half, regardless. Mm-hmm. I always want the ball first in the second half, always.
But
it depends on the matchup, because it don't help you if you down 30-0. It don't matter if you get the ball first or second half.
No, you're right. No, you're right. But the only reason I said that, because most of the time in the beginning of the game, the offense not really warmed up yet, and the defense can get a 3-and-out. See, but in the second, but if you get behind, you get that ball in the second half, or maybe they might be ahead a touchdown in the second half. It could go either way. Okay. But I'm just banking on. Most of the time in the beginning of the game, the offense is feeling their way out. And most of the time it's a 3-and-out. That's why most teams defer and want the ball in the second half.
Okay, so you as a coach, you rather get in the second half. Okay.
Always.
If I was a coach, I'd rather get it and start and put the pressure on you from as soon as the game starts. Put the pressure on you.
What happened? You go 3-and-out.
Oh, then my defense come out and try to get you to go 3-and-out. But at least go ahead, Don.
Well, I'm saying the good teams don't go 3-and-out like that easy. Well, if you're going up against a great offensive team, you want to get them the ball first. Certain teams you don't want to have the ball first. Yeah, but they're going to come out and score you.
Look what happened this past week. I forgot what game it was. The guy fumbled the first kickoff.
That was the Green Bay. That was the Green Bay Philly game.
First kickoff, he fumbled. They didn't even get to go 3-and-out.
I said a great offensive team.
Yeah, but Green Bay supposed to be great. They was there. I mean, anything could happen in the beginning of the game where the player's not locked in yet. That's
okay, Bruce. Okay, Bruce. Let me ask you a question. Was that a mistake for the Minnesota Vikings by doing that last week? Then by deferring and let the Rams come down and score first? Was that a mistake?
It's never a mistake. You just got to do what you got to do.
You had a chance to get the ball first, though. You had a chance to get it first.
Listen, like I said, I always want that's just my opinion. Okay. I always want the ball to start the second half.
Go ahead, Anthony.
It's a strategic thing. Some teams, I forget which team. There's the team this year that deferred all of their kickoffs to the second half, And they're
Most
playing
of them
for the
do.
life of me. I can't remember who it is, but it's a strategic thing. I mean, back in the day, you would always see teams, hey, we want the ball. I give you a good example of how that can be strategically. When the Giants won their first Super Bowl, they played the Redskins in the NFC Championship game, and you know how the winds are crazy at the old Meadowlands. So the Giants deferred. They gave the Redskins the ball, and the Giants wound up winning 17-0 because the defense set the tone. It's a strategic thing. I mean, it's hindsight. I mean, if Minnesota taking the opening kickoff and still lose, then it's 2-1, half a dozen of the other. But it's more of a strategic thing, and a lot of it just has to do with either the confidence or lack of confidence you have with your offense.
Okay.
Right, like Detroit. Most teams usually defer, but Detroit, their last game, they took the ball because he knew his defense was hurt. So he said, "I want the ball because I want to score first." Most of the time, you want to put your defense out there on the field first. Yeah, but it depends on how it depends on the status of your team, who you're playing. Like Detroit's a perfect example. They deferred all year, but the last game they played against Minnesota, they took the ball because they wanted the ball first to score.
Okay.
Because he would have more confidence in the offense than his defense.
Right, and they got a great offense too. Like to Donald's point, they got a great offense, and they want to score first. They want to put you in the hole. If they can score first,
did that all year. He did that because his defense was hurt. Normally he would have quit. Right. Normally he would have deferred.
But Kansas City always defers.
Yeah,
always. I never seen him once.
Yeah.
Most teams do.
Yeah, most teams do.
Yeah.
All right, lads. Speaking of Kansas City, I'm gonna start with you. There's no way the Texans can shock the Chiefs at all, right? To your point, Larry.
Only way possible for the Texans can even come close if something happened to Mahomes. That's the only way possible. Because anytime they have that much rest, the first 16 plays are scripted, and they're gonna go down the score, coming right out. And there's no ifs and buts about it. They're gonna go straight down the score.
Bruce, what you think, man? Texans.
Listen, Texas got just as good a shot as anybody else. They did. You know what I mean? I'm not going to just say that they don't have a shot. Matter of fact, I'm picking them to win this game.
Ooh.
I'm picking Houston to win. I'm picking Houston to win this game.
So it won't be no three-peat. Wow.
If they lose, how's it going to be a three-peat?
That's what I'm saying. There won't be no three-peat then. Okay. Right. Bruce is on fire tonight. All right. And I know you got Baltimore to go to the Super Bowl. You pick Baltimore to go to the Super Bowl.
He's going to roll on both of those.
Pick Baltimore early in the year to go to the Super Bowl.
Yes, he did.
Actually, he picked them last year.
That's right. That's right.
And they got smashed last year.
Yeah. Oh, man.
At home.
Go ahead, Pastor Walt.
I give the Texans a chance. They got their defense is really good. And the Chiefs' Achilles heel is their offensive line. So that just in itself gives them a chance. You got Danielle Hunter, is a great outside rusher, and you got the kid, Williams Jr. From Alabama. They got both of those edge rushers. There's a problem for that offensive line, and that's what their Achilles heel. The thing is, Pat Mahomes knows how to navigate it, but if they force him into throwing an interception, he hasn't thrown a ball since Christmas. They force him into early interceptions or turnovers. They got just as good a chance as anyone. They got a great.
Hey, how many interceptions Mahomes has thrown in the playoffs? Period.
It's been a while. It's maybe like 2 or 3, maybe.
It's not that much.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Anthony. The Texans got any chance at all?
If they win the turnover battle like they did last week, that was still a close game first half. But once they started forcing the turnovers with Herbert, that game was over. The only way that it's going to come down to the defense, plain and simple. If they can get, say, a touchdown or whatever off of the turnovers, they've got a shot. But yeah, you gotta look. They're the champs till you beat them. They're at home. Texas is already, Texas is basically playing with house money to a certain extent. So they're not expected to go in there. In many ways, a team like that is dangerous. But if they, I'll say this: I think the Chiefs will win, but if the Texans win the turnover battle, it could be a closer game.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Stingley Jr. back there too.
Oh, he's tremendous. He's
Yes, he is.
And the scary thing with him is that I don't even think he's even reached his full potential yet. He's still a baby.
So Bruce, so you got the Texans. Wow, all right.
Yes,
Don,
sir.
now let me go with you because now if the Chiefs come out and go up 14-0 and put that pressure on the Texans, then it's all over, right? Basically, right?
Look, this is all over from the beginning. I'm going to sit with Larry on this one. I hear what these guys are saying about the Texans. All of a sudden now the Texans are outclassed. The Chief was up here and the Texans are down there. Sure, they there. Sure, they playing the game, but they're just totally outclassed. They will not beat the Chief. They might make a game of it if they lucky. They might make a game of it, but they will not beat the Chief.
Huh?
You got this on tape?
Oh yeah, I'll record it.
We're gonna play it back next week when both of them
record it.
Yeah, we got it on tape, Bruce.
Hey Larry.
Record it.
And Larry, I'm gonna put that Baltimore hat in the mail tomorrow.
What about that Texan hat? What about that Texan?
Who's gonna beat Kansas City?
You said the Texans gonna win?
Who's gonna beat Kansas City? I need to
I'm
record
saying
this.
I'm gonna put that Baltimore hat in the mail tomorrow. That's gonna be the Super Bowl hat.
You got Baltimore win the Super Bowl, Don.
I got
Well, Baltimore, I won't go too hard against Baltimore, but I ain't giving the Texans a chance.
Yeah, they got a shot.
Yeah, a shot in the dark.
To be real, everybody know that Kansas City should have a great advantage on them. But I like Houston, man. I like that young defense, and it look like Stroud is out of that slump he was in. You know what I mean? I like that team, man. But they got the running back from where? From Buffalo?
From Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, Joe Mixon.
Cincinnati, yeah.
Joe Mixon,
yeah.
Hey, man, keep on counting them out.
So Bruce,
well, you liked the Vikings too, didn't you?
Oh, come on, man. Hey, listen, I wouldn't have picked none of them if my Cowboys was in it.
And we ain't gonna talk about the Cowboys. Cowboys, you got rid of their whole team.
I'm like Kendall. I'm freelancing, man. I ain't got no time.
Yeah, that's the Cowboys.
I'm freelancing.
Well, Pastor Wall said on the text that him and Larry got the only two teams left in the playoffs, so they can talk. Right. They can talk. So Bruce, is it that hard to win in Kansas City though? Because they got the home field.
It's hard to win anywhere.
But they're playing at home though.
Yeah, but it's hard to win anywhere. I don't care your home or away. It's hard to win anywhere. This is the playoffs. Ain't nothing coming easy for none of these teams that's left in there.
Okay, all right.
But who made more miracles happen in the last minute than anybody else in the playoffs? The past 5 years.
Yeah, but if you take care of business, you ain't got to worry about the last 5 minutes.
Answer that question.
Hey, Larry, if you take care of business, you don't have to worry about the last 5 minutes. You don't put yourself in that predicament.
If he played bad, he will he will get it back himself.
He better.
Guaranteed.
He better. What made him play bad?
He played with house money.
What make him play bad to put himself in that predicament?
All right, let me move on. Don, let me start with you on this one. What about the Commanders, man? What are their chances against the Lions, man? The Lions looked real good. The Commanders, they beat Tampa Bay. Can they pull an upset and beat the Lions in Detroit? Yes or no? What you think?
The Lions the one been upsetting everybody to me with all that offense they got. And with all those players out, I keep thinking, this week the Lions ain't going to win. This week the Lions ain't going to win. So I can't say I see. Sure, the Commanders are great. Sure, it could be an upset like the rest of the guys going to say. But basically, no, they cannot beat the Lions. The Lions just proved themselves with that offense that they can beat the best out there. And the Commanders is not the best out there. They're good. They got a great quarterback. I like the team. I've been following them. I really like them. But they ain't gonna. No, the Lions don't really show what they can do under this kind of pressure. Without, like next man up, they got the best team that they can say, next man up, and he's up, and they winning.
Okay, I mean, wow, okay. So you got the Lions on that one, okay. Anthony, what about you, man? Can the Commanders make some noise and go into Detroit and steal this game?
I'd love to see them do it. I just don't think they can. The best thing that happened to the Lions was winning the Minnesota game, so they could get the week off, give that defense a chance to recover and everything else. If it comes down to offense versus offense, Detroit. I think Detroit can
Outscored it.
outpoint them. Yeah. And I know he's not going to get it. And because we've been talking Lamar and Allen and even Barkley, but you got to Jaden Daniels has got to get some MVP love because they're a completely different team from last year, and he's clearly the biggest factor. The defense has definitely played a little bit better, but Jaden Daniels is just taking Washington to a whole completely different. If someone had told you a year ago that Washington would be in the divisionals, you might have said, "How?" But I say all that. Like I said, I think the Lions will win, but whatever winds up happening, this has been a great year for the Commanders, and Commanders ain't going nowhere. We're going to be talking about barring injuries or whatever. Commanders are going to be around for a long, long time.
All right, Pastor T, what you think, man? Commanders, what's their chances against the Lions?
I don't think they have a chance at all. I don't think their defense. No, I don't think. Well, basically, it's the Lions' offense against Commanders' defense. That's going to tell the story. I don't think their defense can hold up against that. Lions got a potent offense, and I was hoping for the Commanders to be our draw instead of Minnesota because Jaden Daniels is great and Scary Terry's great, but after that, they don't have anybody else. They're okay, but they don't got no superstars. And on defense, I don't think their defense will be able to slow the Lions down.
Okay. Did I get you already, Larry? No.
No. What's the name? Redskins defense is so. They're not really that tough. Their secondary is not tough neither. They can score points, but they can't stop nobody. They're going to have to score at least 38 points to try to pull this thing out. And that's not going to happen.
All right. I got you ready, Bruce?
Nah.
Go ahead.
Who got the most help? Washington or Buffalo?
Wow, that's a good question.
Who got the most help?
Who got the most help? Washington or Buffalo? Jaden Daniels, who he got more help, or do Josh Allen have more help?
I think Josh Allen got more help.
I think Josh Allen has more help.
The point I want to make by saying that is, if everybody said that Josh Allen should win MVP because he got less help than Baltimore, then Washington and Daniels should be up for MVP because they got less help than anybody.
No.
They got less help than anybody.
Yeah, but he should be up for Rookie of the Year and not for MVP.
Oh, he's going to get Rookie of the Year.
Right.
But I'm saying
that's his award.
Yeah,
he ain't
no, I'm with you. I know he won't win it.
You have to give it to Saquon Barkley before you give it to him.
No, I know he won't win it. I know he definitely won't win it. But I'm just saying, when they're talking about MVP and putting the word on Allen like, oh, he should win it, they shouldn't give it to Jackson because he got more help than Josh Allen do. They could say the same thing about Washington and Daniels. I mean, he lead the league. He lead the league in most fourth quarter comebacks. So he's more valuable.
That's not measurable for MVP.
No, I'm not saying he should get it.
It's a combination of all stats. But now, if Josh Allen and Lamar, neither one of them had an MVP, and they were just on equal basis this year, Lamar would win it hands down. But because Lamar already got two and Josh Allen don't have none, I think that it's going to be the same thing as the Joker and Embiid last year. Same thing. Joker should have won it last year too, and they gave it. Well, year before that.
No, but I felt like Embiid earned it last year.
Joker's statistics was better than the year when he won it.
Yeah, but I feel Embiid had more impact.
And see, that's always been the eternal question, whether it be football, baseball, basketball, hockey. Do you go with the best player, or do you go with the player who, or you use the argument of if you took this guy off the team, would they be whatever? And that's the point I think I was trying to make with Jaden, is that Washington probably doesn't make the playoffs without Jaden. And it's weird because I don't think I don't think there's ever been a rookie quarterback that's ever won MVP in the National Football League, let alone running back as well. It's almost like they have the offensive rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year, and then they have the MVP or what have you, and it sort of gives a bias to if you have a rookie. I mean, Jaden Daniels had an impact on Washington like Marino did with Miami. He didn't have the same kind of statistical type, but he said that he had a similar impact.
Well, look at CJ
Without a
Stroud
doubt.
last year. They were saying he should
Hmm?
have been rookie of the year. You know what I mean? I mean, an MVP last year. Same
Oh
thing.
yeah, sure,
CJ Stroud
sure.
was in the same boat as,
Mm-hmm.
you
Exactly.
know, last year.
Yep.
Yep,
Just
Same
yep,
thing.
yep. And yeah, and
Plus,
you,
he's
and
a
you
rookie
can make the
coach.
argument again. I'm not saying he should probably win, but let's put it this way: it shouldn't be like sort of a landslide for one guy. You have to, maybe he gets some second place votes or some third place votes, but I think at least for me, he should be in the conversation at the
Right.
very
Right.
least.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he might get
Next
some
year.
votes, but
Next
yeah.
year,
Mhm.
he's the rookie.
Yeah,
He still got a lot of
I
stuff to
get it.
prove, and you guys
Yeah,
ready to give him MVP next year.
No. We
yeah.
just talking about the impact. That's all we talking about, the
Next
impact
year,
we have on
Mhm.
this team.
he's still. This is still his first year. So let's see how he do next year. You
Okay.
guys already ready to give the guy MVP?
Listen. All right. Okay.
He's gonna get rookie of the year. He should take that and smile real big.
So
Oh, he
Don,
will. He
Don,
will.
Don,
He will.
Don, let me ask you a question because I'm going to get you guys picks in a minute again. But if the Detroit Lions win big, and let's say they blow out, the Commanders in the way, in a good fashion, are they going to the Super Bowl? Are they going to beat the Eagles and go to the Super Bowl? Or what? Detroit Lions.
Well, they could. I'm still going with Philly, but yeah, I mean, Detroit been proving everybody wrong so far. Like I said, even with all their hurt players, their offense look like it's even better than the Eagles right now. But except for the running back, Saquon. But yeah, they could. But I'm still gonna try to stick with Philly on this.
Yeah, but
What about what?
the
what
defense didn't look too bad either for Detroit.
that's what I'm
No.
No,
saying.
it didn't. It didn't. It
You know
didn't.
what I mean? With all the players they got out, that defense looked pretty good to me.
I said Detroit is the main team. That next man up, you really see it when they come to them
Yeah.
guys.
Oh yeah,
Bruce,
I
Bruce,
agree.
like the question, if they win big and really impress everybody again, and get their confidence, can they go to this? Can they beat the Eagles to go to the Super Bowl? Detroit.
Yeah, but you couldn't get that. You couldn't get that judgment from Washington because they playing with house money.
Okay. All right.
They're not expected to win. So it be just like when Detroit came in and beat Minnesota down. People picked Minnesota to have a better team than Washington. See, and Detroit blew them out.
Right.
So Detroit, like you said, and they using that next man up to the fullest.
Right. But they got a good team though too. I know they're using
Yeah,
next man up. Come
blowing
on, guys.
Washington out, not like blowing out Philly.
I got you. Yeah, but it's going to get better and better. It's going to get more
Get to
competitive.
that game.
No, but it's going to get more competitive as you go deeper into the playoffs.
But I'm just saying, they're not gonna get all that credit like they say, oh, they blew Washington out. Now they favored to win the Super Bowl. It ain't gonna be like that.
What about you, Pastor? What you think if Detroit, win decisively and win big?
I'm with Bruce. Whether they win, it'll be more detrimental to them if they beat Washington by a field goal. Everybody gonna say, "Oh my goodness, what's wrong with them?" They should, you know what I mean? You can't
Right.
measure it against Washington. Now, if they were playing Minnesota and blew them out, then you can say, "Yeah," but it's still it doesn't matter. It depends on they can go to Super Bowl, yes. But the Eagles, if the Eagles can get right against my team, unfortunately, and they're back on clicking, so wow, the Eagles got the best team. I mean, they got the most balanced team right now as far as the defense, with Detroit's team of defense being banged up, and the Eagles with the wide receivers and running back, tight end, great offensive line. Detroit got a great offensive line too, but the you would have to give the edge to the Eagles defense because Detroit's defense is hurt, So, but the offense, everything pretty much match up,
Okay. Anthony McLean, do you agree with the pastor on that and the rest of them?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, It'll be a nice win. The fact that they're still the number one seed after all of this speaks a lot. And I guess Campbell probably deserves to be coach of the year just strictly because of that with the injuries and everything. Apparently, there's a rumor that they may try to put Hutchinson out there for next week, no matter what happens. So if they get him, and now they're getting Montgomery back for the
running
game,
back's coming
so
back.
that gives them another weapon. But let's put it this way, if they impress and beat Washington, and Hutchinson can go out there maybe at 70-80%, they become a very, very tough team. I mean, hell, you got to give them their credit. Give the devil his due. They got the number one seed, so everybody, you got to come through Motown to win the Super Bowl this year. Plain and simple.
I put this out. Where's Larry? I tell you what, Detroit got a better chance of going to the Super Bowl than the Chiefs do.
Oh,
Don't believe that. Don't believe that.
I'm telling you. All right,
Man, I choked on that one.
Now listen, if I was going to
Y'all
pick,
get goes the way you never been.
only way I do it to Larry because he's not a realist. Because like Ernie and all,
Realist.
if I had a second team on Sunday, I vote for the Rams, then I vote for the Chiefs. I do this because of Larry, because he's not a realist. He lives in fantasy land, so that's why I do it. You live in fantasy land.
All I do is win.
Yeah, right. You live in
This
fantasy
ain't
land
never
by
been
2,
done before.
by
Think
1,
about
by
that.
half.
It's never been done before. It's not fantasy.
Anyway.
People think
Yeah.
it's fantasy
So,
winning 3 in a row. They think it's
I
fantasy.
want
But it's a reality.
I want Mahomes to win so that, because of the Brady thing, and no one ever did 3 in a row. I just do this because of Larry, because he live in fantasy land.
It's not fantasy. It's real. How many rings he got? That's fantasy. That's fantasy. That ain't
How many you
fantasy.
got?
That's real.
How many you got?
That's real. He
How
got
many
3
rings you
on Fatty, and he's not even 27 yet. Huh?
I
Come
know.
on.
Right. When you
Come
start
on.
liking the Chiefs,
He had
how
4
long
at
you been
27.
liking the Chiefs? How
Four
long
at
you been liking the Chiefs?
How long
You
been
liking with
Chiefs?
Daryl LaMonica way back then?
For the past 10 years.
10? Man. I've been like the Rams since 69.
Man, past 10 years.
Roman Gabriel back then.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, but yeah, they have a reason, but no, for Larry. But the reason I said that is because even if Detroit wins, and they should, they either gonna have to face the Rams or the Eagles. The Chiefs have the harder task. They gotta either face Buffalo or the Ravens. That's why I say they got to ease it.
One of them gonna take each other out, and they're gonna get the leftovers. And what's that?
But you see what I'm saying? So, but I'm saying they have a harder way. The Chiefs gonna either have to beat the Bills or the Ravens. Detroit's gonna have to beat the Eagles with Hurst coming off a concussion, or the Rams. So I'm saying they have an easier path. Would you agree with that?
I would say that.
Okay.
But I don't believe nobody's going to drop the
Pastor Wall, my only argument to defend Larry, last year Kansas City won all their games on the road, and they beat Miami, Buffalo, and Baltimore.
You can't even count Miami. You can't count Miami.
But it was on the road.
Was hurt.
No, the Miami game, they were home. They were home for the Miami game, but the other 2 games they were on the road.
Okay, so they was home for the Miami game.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right.
But y'all called me crazy last year, remember? Remember last year? Y'all called me crazy. I know what I'm talking about.
I knew last year would be something because Pat Mahomes was like, okay, you say I can win on the road, I'm gonna win on the road. So he had something to prove. So, yeah,
but the past 2 years, every time you said they wouldn't win, what I say?
You said next year they're gonna win again.
All I do is win. That's all I do.
I voted for them every time they got the Super Bowl.
Hey, as soon as you said 3-peat, I said no way, Larry's crazy. Today, look at me.
Okay, listen, Pastor Wall, how would you rate your quarterback, Matthew Stafford, among the 3 other quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, or the 4? Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, or Pat Mahomes? How would you rate Matthew Stafford? Would you put him in with them? Would you put him in with them?
Other than Pat Mahomes, nobody has more. No one has more yards passing. None of that. Matthew Stafford is probably the most underrated quarterback there is. This guy is already Hall of Fame if he quit right now. Other than him and Mahomes, that's probably the only ones that could say that. They're going in the Hall of Fame right now. So He's better than Hurts, no doubt. He's better than the rookie, no doubt. So, but he's not better than Patrick Mahomes, and he's not better than Josh Allen.
Wow.
And
Okay.
plus, he got a ring too. What?
Already got a ring.
Right.
He got a ring.
Yeah.
Right.
One.
So Larry, would you put him up there with them boys, the big boys, Matthew Stafford?
Yes, I respect the heck out of Matthew Stafford. He's been doing this for a long time. He's been a great quarterback for a long time. He was on a bad team, that's all. You know, and right now he got a good team. He show you what he can do.
Go ahead, Don.
He ain't no Mahomes or he's below the other three.
Okay.
I'll put him number 4.
All right, go ahead, Don.
I'll put him number 5. Well, I don't put him against Lamar Jackson and those boys, the big boys. I put him just right behind those guys. You know, Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. I put him like number 5.
You always bring up rings now.
Joe Burrow. Yeah, he got one.
He better than Joe Burrow. He got a ring. He proved it.
Joe Burrow ain't got the playoff in 2 years.
What about you, Anthony? Would you put him up there with them boys?
I'd put him 3rd. I personally think Hurts is a little bit better. Hurts has also gotten to a Super Bowl. Yes, he lost it, but he lost it to Mahomes. So there's no shame. There's no shame in that. Matthew's good. Matthew's a good quarterback. He's going to probably get in the Hall of Fame because he's got the ring and everything else and all the good numbers that he put back in Detroit. But yeah, I would say it's Mahomes, Hurts, and then Stafford. That's my opinion.
Okay.
I think he's a better passer than Hurts.
Man, he's better. He's a better quarterback than Hurts. I don't know how you put him.
I think so.
I think the mobility.
I think you better pull up his numbers.
No, the numbers. No, the numbers are fine. I just think Hurts because of his mobility and what he's able to do. I think that's a big factor.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to see in the playoffs.
I like Stafford a little better.
Okay. Well, we're going to see in the playoffs because we're going to see in the next couple of weeks. Bruce, they say AJ Brown, is he trying to send a message to this team by reading the book during the game? That was a question that was on the internet.
Yeah, but see, AJ Brown, one of them guys, man, that he's done too much to distract from the team to just look at him as reading the book. There's always something with this guy.
Is he enough?
He reminds me so much of T.O., man. You know what I mean? When he don't get the ball, it's always something. You know what I mean? You out there, you fighting for your life, and this guy on the sideline reading through books. Come on, man. I don't care what excuse he used. That means your head not in the game.
Right. Go ahead, Larry. What do you think? We're reading the book on the side.
I think he's a head case because when somebody asked him about it after the game, he went off. He said, nobody's effing business. He just went off for no reason at all. He's got a head case, and he's trying to contain it.
Wow. What about you, Anthony? Your guy reading the book on the sideline during the game.
He's basically Antonio Brown that can read. I guess that's the only biggest difference with him. And the thing about it is, look, he's talented and everything like that, but that whole diva wide receiver thing gets old after a while. I mean, even as disruptive as T.O. was, he never went quite this far. Let's put it this way: there's a reason why he may be on his 3rd team in 4 years if he keeps this up.
Right. Go ahead, Don. Go ahead, Don. What do you think, man? Guy reading the book.
I didn't think nothing of it until the internet. Till the internet blew it up. Until everybody blew it up because I thought he could have been reading some plays. I didn't know until the internet blew it up how he's reading the book. So I didn't think much about it myself.
Okay, not during the game, but they definitely they were showing him reading the book though. What do you think, Pastor?
Yeah, I saw them reading the book, but I just said I didn't think about it till the internet blew it up.
Pastor Boy, you're a coach. What do you think if you're one of your players on the sideline reading the book during the game, man?
Well, the coach didn't see it. Everybody else was looking at it, but I didn't. Listen, he was reading the book on self-help. It was the greater one inside or something like that. To me, it looked like he was trying to keep his head instead of going off. He was sitting there reading the book. It was just like me pulling out the Bible. He was reading a book on something the greater you or greatness inside you, some self-motivation, because it wasn't throwing him the rock. So he was like, man, instead of blowing up and getting in his face, I'm gonna try to help my psyche out, read this book. So I didn't think nothing
Okay.
of it.
But you see the interview when they asked him
No, I
why
didn't.
was he reading the book and he started
Nope.
cussing.
No.
And so he don't give a F about nobody. Whatever he do.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
No, I didn't see
I
that.
didn't see that either.
I mean, just
No, I,
looking
I
at
didn't.
him
I didn't
doing
see
it
that,
during the
but
game,
I
didn't see
saw when he said that he read the book. He said every game he ever played with them, he read the book. I
Okay.
saw him say that. I didn't see him go off with the cussing.
Mhm. Well, and I remember earlier this year when they asked him what the Eagles' problems were, he literally he threw Jalen Hurts under the bus. And you know, I get it, the whole diva wide receiver thing, but it's just it's to me it's disrespectful to your teammates more
Right.
than anything else. I can understand why he did it, but still, that's when you go out of your way to sort of bring that sort of attention to yourself, you do more harm than good.
That's where I see it.
But
Okay.
Anthony,
Good.
so your point though, we said
Hmm?
earlier in the year he threw Jalen Hurts under the bus, but now here in the same situation, he chose to self-reflect and read a book. He didn't throw him under the bus. To me, that's progress,
I have to agree with Pastor on that one.
right?
Yeah, not much progress because he's still, it's still about him more than
Yeah, but
anything else.
who reflected on him? That was the camera. His teammates were sitting
Oh,
right there
I get it.
beside him. They didn't say why you reading the book.
Deontay Smith.
But when they brought it up
Yeah.
afterwards, allegedly, and he went after the guy and whatever, again, that's showing more insecurity on his end. I mean, I understand. I understand exactly what you're saying and all that, but
Tell
don't
you what, I
start none.
take him right now. I
Don't start none.
trade
Won't
Cooper
be
Cup
none. I
for him
guess
right
that's
now.
what I'm thinking.
And plus one of his teammates that really was looking at him real hard. But
Yeah, Deontay Smith said, "Man, come on, man, what you doing, man?"
okay, yeah, right. So obviously he had a problem with it because they
Okay.
showed him. Okay, yeah, they showed him like Bruce said, "What you doing, man? Come on, just turn the
Okay.
game.
Well, then that's
Why
the
you
problem.
reading the book?"
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Anthony, we got about 3 minutes. How good is the OKC Thunders, man? They just beat up on the Cavs the other night. Are they the best team in the West? And do you see them going to the NBA Finals? The OKC Thunder. They had a good team last year too.
Yeah. I think you're basically saying what I was going to say. Yeah, they're the best team in the West for now. But again, I'm like, because the NBA season is so long. Wake me up in like say late February after the trade deadline. I mean, I give them their due. Like I'm treating them like I treat Cleveland. They're the best team in the West for now, but let me see what happens after the trade deadline and if they're able to sustain it, because we've seen this story with them before and it didn't turn out too well. So I give them their due for now, but wake me up after the trade deadline.
All right, Don, what you think? OKC, man. They're playing. They look good.
I haven't watched. I've seen some of the highlights, but I haven't watched a lot of basketball this year. I have to admit, football been taking all my attention.
Okay. What about,
But what OKC is doing is not surprising. They were just as good last year, but I'm waiting to see. I'm not going to give them first place and championship, and give me a few more weeks first to
okay.
really check them out.
All right, what you think, Bruce?
I think that it's a different story when they get into playoff and got to go up against Denver. You know what I mean? Denver tough, man. You know, they seem like they're cruising now, but it's gonna be great, man. If they're not the top team, they're one of the top teams in the whole league, not only in the West. You know what I mean? They're tough now. What make them so tough? They're young, and everybody, mostly 4 out of the 5 starters could go off on you.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what about you, Larry? The OKC Thunder, man. I mean, are they for real or what?
They got a good team, but they ain't been through nothing yet. Let them get on a losing streak. Let some of their star players go down. It's a long season. We ain't seen nothing yet. When adversity hits, that's when the true team comes out. So let's wait and see.
Pastor Walter T. What do you think about the OKC Thunder, man, in the West?
You know the story. Yeah, I haven't been paying attention. I don't watch basketball that much until after, the beginning, probably after Super Bowl. So I know they had a good team last year. They got a good core. Yeah, I can't pass judgment. All I know is I seen that jaw dunk. I saw that.
Oh yeah.
That's what, I seen that.
And I'll say the same thing about OKC. I watched them a little bit. They got a good team, but like we got to see them in the trenches. We got to.
Don't forget they starting center Holgram is out too now.
Okay.
About their star players. He one of their star players. He's been out since maybe about the second or third game.
All right. So let me ask Don.
Can I say this, Jerry? I'm reading this thing from for Brown, right? It says this game is 90% mental, 10% physical for me. Brown wrote in a post, I bring it to me every game and I read it in between each drive.
Okay.
That's what he said about the book.
That's what he said.
Yeah, but see, he said that, but the bad thing is nobody never seen him read it before.
That's because the camera never came on him before.
No,
I mean, that don't mean he wasn't doing it. This time the camera hit him. That's the only difference.
No, but I'm saying no player backed him up to say we used
drive.
to see them do that.
Yeah.
No, they just mind their business.
Yeah, I just read.
Yeah. But.
Hey, I got one thing to say about the receiver for the Miami Dolphins. He's a head case too. Tyreek, him just coming out of nowhere, say I want to be traded, and I got to look out for my family out of nowhere.
He tired of losing.
Receivers
That's what
like
it is.
that.
It went out of nowhere.
He cut him loose.
He tired of losing.
All right. Okay. One other question, or maybe
that's that karma walk. That's that karma for talk about Pat.
Hey, Donald. If he's healthy, can he help the Clippers win, or is his best days behind him, Kawhi Leonard?
I don't see no healthy Kawhi Leonard.
His best days.
I haven't seen one in so many years. I don't know what he can do if he's healthy. No, I don't think he can. A healthy Kawhi Leonard, I mean, it's hard to say. I can't even call it no more because he don't stay healthy long enough.
So
I have to give the Beard his credit. He's been carrying them pretty good. The Beard playing a lot better than I thought he would be.
Right.
But they could do better. But as far as coming back healthy 100% and competing with these big teams, nah. I don't see them going all the way just because he get healthy now.
What about you, Bruce? Kawhi Leonard, is his best days behind? If he's healthy, can he help the Clippers?
Yeah, I agree with everything that Don just said, man. How you gonna judge him? You know what I mean? We don't know whether his best days in front of him or back of him.
Well, I mean,
it might be on the side of him.
Because one time they was talking about he was one of the best players in the game one time. Well, Larry.
Yeah, but when you're in street clothes, but
he's playing now.
He walked away because of the fire.
And Bradley Beal, because you don't know when they're going to show up or how long they're going to stay healthy. It's just a bust.
Wow, it's a bust. You called him a bust. Pastor T.
Yeah, Kawhi stay hurt so much. You got to say his best days are behind him because he was a great player and his best. But I noticed even in his last couple of years when he was semi-healthy, he don't stop people like he used to. His thing was, he was able to shut your best player down. Even in his last couple of good runs, he wasn't able to shut like Luka. He wasn't able to, before he could just say, here, we can put Kawhi and Luka, we gonna shut him down. That didn't work his last couple of times. So definitely say his best days are behind him.
Yeah.
Anthony, what you think? Is Kawhi Leonard he's done or what?
I can't add more to that. I mean,
he's done.
And that's what I said. He's done. He's just an average player now.
Oh, so he's done because he wasn't no average player.
No, he's not done. It's just compared to what he was because like Pastor said. He earned his forte as a shutdown guy, and then not so much became a scorer because he was a scorer in college, but now he's pretty much sort of a one-dimensional player. He's not unique anymore now. He's just another player in the league now.
All right. My final question, man, or the final one. I want you guys to say, do you believe it was true? LeBron James said when he was 16 years old, he played a pickup game with Michael Jordan, Ron Artest, and some of the big boys. I don't know if you guys saw the little the clip, and he said he was unguardable. They couldn't stop him. You guys believe that story? According to Ron Artest, he said it was true. They couldn't stop him. Did y'all hear about that? Y'all see any of that?
I ain't hearing of that.
But
I heard about. I heard. I mean, in the you know, I mean, I get it, but it's just like, okay, so you beat him up in a pickup game 20 years ago. What is, you know? I mean, it's I'm, you know, I don't want to go too off or whatever. The whole Jordan James argument gets real old. Gets real old. They're both great players. You know, there's the James folks are gonna love gonna love James. The Jordan folks are gonna love Jordan. The problem I have is that both of their fan bases try to dehumanize both of them and say that they can't play. They're both, you know, tell me you don't like him. Don't tell me he can't play.
Right.
And that goes with both of them. The problem is when you get into this argument, the Jordan folks try to tell you that James ain't have to play that Jordan is, and vice versa. No, that's a silly argument. They're both great players. They're both going to, you know, Jordan's already in. You know, James is going to get in the Hall of Fame, but it's almost much to do about nothing to me. Again, that's just my opinion.
Okay. So Don, I mean, but you didn't see the clip.
Well, first of all, no, I didn't see it because it could be some AI generated stuff. First of all, how old was LeBron James at that time?
16.
16. And he got a pickup game with Michael and who?
It was Ron
Artest
Artest
and some other NBA players, apparently.
Other NBA guys. And LeBron said at first they didn't want him to play. He was 16 and he was trying to get in the game. So he finally got in the game. You know, I mean, and they showed him and Michael Jordan, you know, taking the picture together. Now you said it could be AI, but they actually showed LeBron James talking about it. If you go on YouTube,
I mean, if that happened, how come it waited all these years to come out with all the LeBron James and Michael stuff? How come it waited all these years to come out?
And somebody finally brought it out.
The truth is, I actually don't really believe it.
Okay. What about you, Bruce?
Yeah, but don't forget when LeBron was a senior, Nike gave that guy $90 million. He was projected to be the best rookie that ever stepped in there. You know
I saw that.
And I compare this to what happened with Cooper Flagg this year when he went down and scrimmaged against the Olympic players. He was maybe 16. He just turned 18. You know what I mean? Maybe a month ago he turned 18. So they'll be saying the same thing about Cooper Flagg 20 years down the road, same way they did with LeBron.
Okay. What about you, Larry? Do you believe the hype or what?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it actually happened. You know, because if something like that would actually happen, it would have came up way before now. You know, now that everybody talking about LeBron, who's the best, for it to come up now, it doesn't sound realistic.
All right. What about you, Pastor Walt? You're the last one on that one. Then we're gonna close.
I think it could have happened. I'm like,
it happened.
I'm like with Bruce, like with Cooper Flagg. They were saying he killed the Olympic team. You know, when they went in the same thing. But so what? There wasn't no money on the line. They probably like, wow, this young boy could play. So yeah. I believe it happened. What's the significance?
Yeah,
well, it should have came up before now. It would have, with all the rivalry going on. I just feel it would have came up before now. I believe it when Michael said. Then I know it's true.
Right. So, but I'm saying, what the Mike got the game for now? Oh yeah, I remember playing LeBron when he was 16. We couldn't hold him. What the heck?
I'm just saying somebody would have brought it up before now.
Yeah, but you realize how many pickup games them young guys play together?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They all would have remembered LeBron James, that's for sure.
Yeah, but there's a lot
He's
of
not
them
just some young guy.
It's not just something that you remember, it's something that they might not even never brought up. They played a million games.
You know,
they would have brought up LeBron James. The media would have got a hold to it and brought it up. It would have been up.
To me, this is sort of like. You remember all the stuff that we've heard about Bruce Lee over the years, where he was always challenged by different guys and everything like that. And there's never really anything to corroborate the thing. To me, it might have happened, but the more and more I think about it, it's like I'm sure he's probably been challenged a bunch of times. We always heard stories about those pickup games with the dream team and the college players that they invited down to camp. You know, Bobby Hurley and
Mr. Late Noon.
Weber and Jamal Mashburn. So I guess at the end of the day, we just got to figure out, is it an urban legend or did it actually happen?
Well, it's supposed to be true. I mean,
Yeah.
but really, John, back then, LeBron was big, but they didn't look at LeBron as, he wasn't in the NBA. He was just a little.
Yeah. This was pre the chosen ones.
Right.
Deal.
He was just a kid.
Yeah.
It's just like
My point is that might have been 20 years ago. I think we would have heard about it before now. That's all I'm saying.
Mm.
Because it didn't take him long to get in the NBA and become LeBron James. It didn't take long before they wanted to compare him with Michael. So I just think we would have heard about it earlier. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I could be wrong. I just think we would have heard about it earlier. I know all about the pickup games. I used to hear a lot of stuff. I never heard that one, though.
All right, go ahead.
I was watching the podcast, and they was talking about with Kobe, the same thing. And KG and all the guys were talking about when they was down there and they was having the summer with Kobe, and he was going one-on-one with all them guys. And Kevin Garnett was saying how he slammed on him. He was probably, he was like, wait a minute, I'm about to bust his, so these things happen, but they didn't make no big deal out of it.
Right.
Yeah, but we all heard about Kobe, though.
They was talking about how Kobe, when he came into the league.
Yeah, but that one I've been heard years ago, Walt.
Yeah.
I didn't just hear that.
17. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been heard that about Kobe.
All right, you guys. But we're gonna close the show. I'm gonna close out in prayer tonight. A great show. I'm glad you guys took the time to come on Friday night. I was hoping the Bishop came on tonight. I won his pick, but we'll get him Tuesday, and my brother and Kendall as well. All right, Father God, we just thank you for another Friday night. We thank you for the sports talk show tonight, Lord. Everyone that viewed us on Facebook Live, YouTube, and the WJRG television network. And we do this, Lord, for your glory, Father God. We just thank you for just blessing us, blessing our families, Lord. As we get together, all the brothers just have fun in you, Lord. And we honor you, Lord, for just continue, Lord, just to show your love on us each and every day, Father God. We just love you. Continue, Lord, to grow the network, grow the sports talk show, Lord, and let us be a blessing to someone else that they can see that they can have fun in you and God, and just have fun getting together in fellowship. So we love you tonight. Continue to bless each and every one of us and the families tonight. Bless the Bishop, bless my brother Henry, bless Bob McCormick as well, and bless brother Kendall Tyson and everyone that's on this line tonight, Lord, on this network. Bless us and our audience as well. And we give you all the praise. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen and amen.
Amen.
All right. Great show. And we're going to watch the football tomorrow. You guys have a blessed night, all right? God bless.
All right.
Great
Take
show,
care,
great
guys.
show.
KC. Here we go.
KC, all right.